Good evening and salutations, my YNR fans. Fortunately, I gotta sit there and wait about 15 to 20 seconds to sit there and say what I'm gonna say. Because YouTube. Jack, I like you, but right now, this was a pretty jackass move. Okay? You pretty much told your son, well, because there's gonna be a lot of tension between you and her, I think that you should sit there and resign from Marquette. What the? And when you said why, you know what he said? You know what? You know what he said? Summer has lost so much already. Jack, you try to make it sound like this was a business decision by something saying y'all two can't work together. It's going to be awkward for y'all, for everyone else around you. So I think the best thing for you to sit there and do is to leave, which again is a jackass move. But then you sit there and say, because she lost so much. So this isn't really a business decision. This is a what consolation pity party? What do you no consolation prize? Oh, she gets to keep her job. I mean, she's losing so much. Let the poor girl keep her job. Yeah, trust me. He was just as surprised. Like what? Because I could have swore I was an Abbott. This was an Abbott company, but you just decided to kick me out. He's like, no. You'll find something else in this job. I'm not telling you to leave Jabot. I'm just saying you got to leave that part. But you can find something else. There's something else that's promising. He's like, this is a step backwards from his position. You're literally giving him. You're literally setting him back professionally because you want to sit there and spare this poor girl's feelings. This is where we are in 2022, 2023. Feelings. I'm trying not to make this review as dark as I did with GH, but I was feeling sorry somewhat for Summer, right? I was. I'm gonna piss some of you people off right now that's in the summer camp, but I, I was feeling sorry for her because yes, I don't like her, right? I have not made that very obvious. I don't like this chick at all. But I understand that she was in a very tough position, right? This is what I like to call the cop in the sandwich, by the way. She was in a very tough position, you know? She had to sit there and protect her mom. She didn't like the idea of Diane going to jail, even though she didn't like her, but, for Kyle and everything like that, she didn't like it. But she needed time. And she trusted the wrong person. And then eventually Kyle found out, and everything just fell apart, right? If the roles reversed, you can imagine that Kyle would have did the same thing, right? So I understand where she's coming from. But when she had the audacity to go after Diane, saying that I gave you a test to try to fix my marriage and you failed. No, boo. It's not her job to fix your marriage. You are a grown ass woman. You caused the destruction of your marriage. And you know what? Now I don't feel bad for her at all. Honestly, to tell you the truth, the only thing I was sitting there thinking, how fast could this chick pack her bags and just get the F up out of this house? That's what I kept sitting there thinking. After they had a talk with Harrison, then they were sitting there talking one last time. The only thing I was sitting there saying, you're moving too slow, bro. Okay? I don't care if you have him to sit there and help you, if you get your own guard, security, staff, whatever you want to sit there and call, just get your ish and get the F about his place. You could not, I literally sat there and was like, can you move faster? All this sad looks on their face, I didn't care because she had to. And I'm so sick and tired of Diane using kid gloves on this chick. It's just, I know people don't like Diane. Diane did this. Diane did that. I don't care. It was before my time. I know what she did, and I get it. Okay. So when people sit there and say, "Well, I'm Team Summer because Diane did this, that, and the third," okay, that's cool. I can respect your feelings. I really can. Personally, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn because all that stuff that happened was one, not so much before I started watching it, but that stuff was like what, maybe 30 something years? We're gonna sit there and we're gonna keep sitting there um slamming Diane for things that she did like years ago. Like really? And we're just gonna give what, Summer a free pass, sit there and be all bitchy? No 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 no. Just no. Just no. Hell to the nose. Now, Chance, listen, Abby and Devon has, they're thinking about moving out. Thinking about moving out. I don't know why. I like the place, but for Dom's sake or whatever, because he gets all fussy, even though he's a baby, and babies are gonna get fussy, and that's just how it's gonna be. And you know what? You know why this idea is so stupid? Let me tell you why this idea is so stupid, right? So the reason why Chance wants them to move into his place is for Dom's sake. Because every time Dom goes over his place and the constant moving back and forth, being from a place he knows and loves to being there is a very fussy adjustment every time he gets the weekend or whatever with Dom. But now you want Dom to move there, right? But what happens when Dom decides he wants, what happens when you decide to pick him, when you pick him up and he goes over your place? Isn't he still going to be fussy? So what does that exactly solve? Because I'm very confused. Unless there's just some, why not got an extra budget and um maybe we could sit there and see what the Chancellor place looks like. Who knows? Or the updated version. Because that's the only way that I could sit there and make sense to me. Other than that, it really doesn't. And when Abby and Chance were talking, and Abby and Chance was like, listen, 'cause, Abby was like, I feel really bad, like, hurting you and stuff like that. Are you sure you want to do this? You could be real with me. And Chance is like, I would like to sit there and be friends. This woman, the unfaithful, I'm gonna leave it to your imagination to sit there and think what I'm thinking next. Even before then, I guess she must have forgot that, she was married to a cop. Just all the whining and bitching and the whining and all that other stuff like that happened before, and you choosing work over your family. Irritate the living hell out of me, sit there and put it mildly. Okay, so she put this man through grief before the cheating, and then she cheated. You know what this man said? I would like us to be friends. We gotta do it for Dom's sake. Wow, we gotta do it for Dom's sake. I'm gonna let you in a little secret. Just because I feel like sometimes with these soap operas, I know that they're fantasies and everything like that. People people sometimes get in their heads that things that happens on in shows and fantasies like this can be applied to the real world. Okay? Like you're not gonna sit there and throw a drink in someone's face without you either getting an assault charge or an ass whooping. Okay? If you're in a little secret about that. For the majority of the world, if someone cheats on someone else, is going to be a cold damn hell before this person ever says, I want to be friends with you. Okay, I just, you can call it a PSA, whatever you want to sit there and call it. I just want to, put some context to things because, yes, I know that my audience is smart and everything like that, but, there's always that one person that's just like, yeah, I cheated on him or I cheated on her. Don't worry, I can sit there and work it out. In a couple of years or whatever, a couple of months, it'll blow right over. You'd be wrong. You'd be dead as wrong. Now, the rest of this episode is like, here's the thing with Audra. Is Audra's not there talking to Lily, talking to Nate about her new position, and she's all like, with Lily, oh, it's cool, you could be impressed, and this, that, and the third. It's like, there's times where Audra will just come across as either slimy in some sense or just kind of extra. And I know that's how the character's supposed to come off. And maybe in the 90s, that would have been cool. That would have been something. Because, in the 90s, they had these people. And I got this from Days yesterday. Characters that you love to hate, right? That might have worked in the 90s. Years now, we don't love to hate them. We'll just sit there and just change the channel. Or pop on Netflix or Hulu or something like that. People don't got patience like they used to have. Like they used to have back in the day because we have more options. I don't know. There's something about Audrey that's just like, it's like, yeah, she looks good and everything like that, but it's like, god damn it, some days takes a bit of work to sit there and get into some of her scenes. I'm not gonna lie. Um, and of course, Lily runs back to Devon's place like some 12-year-old gossip girl and was all like, ooh, did you know that Nate and Victoria are going out together and that Nate and Audra are, kind of like running Newman, they moved up in the company ladder and, just when I thought that I can sit there and possibly forgive, Nate for this, then it's like, bro, no one cares. Listen, I don't even like Nate like that, but he shouldn't have to sit there and be begging so much for your forgiveness. Trust me, boo. You're not that important. Um, she does sit there and want to take in the house. Um, Devon's place, so I guess we're gonna maybe see this new set. Maybe. I don't know. With YNR, it's a lot of telling and not showing. So I guess we'll sit there and find out. We got that going on. We got and Kyle came back in there. Because Diane was like she was starting to get kind of annoyed with something. I don't blame her. Um, Jack was like, yo, listen, I get that she's in pain. She needs to lash out, which, again, being in pain and lashing out at someone is not the best answer. But she was like, he was like, she shouldn't have took it out of you. Then Kyle came in. Kyle was like, I don't know about Jabal. I don't know about Jabal. And he walked off, and Jack was like, I can't imagine him, not being in Jabal. I mean, is it really, like, he's dumbfounded, like, he'll leave Jabal. It's like, yeah, of course he would. First of all, you're rich. He doesn't have to work. See, as much as I love this show at times, this show could be pretty unrelatable, right? So, like, Kyle, Adam, they don't have to work. None of these people have to work. Um, that's why it was kind of hard for me to feel bad for well, not feel bad for him, but just like, as far as getting this new opportunity, this new job, it's like I didn't really care if he took Tucker's company or not because it's like he doesn't really have to. Like Kyle doesn't really have to sit there and work. Um, but with that being said, Jack is all kind of dumbfounded. It was like, yes, you literally kicked out your own son out of a position because you felt sorry for his, what, soon to be ex wife? This is why I miss old school Jack. This is why I miss asshole Jack. Because asshole Jack wouldn't have probably done something like that. You'd be like, well, you know, things happen. Oh no, I'm not fighting my son. No, 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 no. That chick it's clearly gonna have to get out. This Mr. Rogers version that we're just stuck with. This is where we're going. Because this makes sense. Someone. Let's see. I feel like that's, oh yeah, and Summer and Chance bump into each other, and Summer's like, oh, I'm moving out, and I'm gonna get my marriage back on track soon, and Chance is like, I'm there for you because I've been through it, and honestly, tell you the truth, I didn't really give a damn about either of them. Um, I didn't really care about the scene. I like Chance. I don't like the idiotic thing that he said for being friends. Like, what? What the hell you want to sit there and listen? You can be no. Let's just be real. You can be amicable. Okay. You can be cordial for the child's sake. Okay. But one thing I do not believe is that they're putting on a lie, putting on a show for the sake of the children. For the sake of the children. This is why when people are in a bad spot and they should break up, they should separate, and they choose not to do it, and they sit there and say, "Well, I'm not going to do it because of the kids." Pisses me off. Okay, because all you're sitting there doing is having that child grow up in an environment where they're going to sit there and take the lessons that the parents are doing, and they're going to continue that cycle. Of being with someone for the sake of the child, and you're not doing that child any favors. Same. Anyway, I feel like that's about it. I might have missed one or two things, but this time I can sit there and say, well, if you miss anything, come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We're going to be sitting there going over all of it. We're going to be going over days. I did not review days because days just like piss me off. And I will be talking about days tonight, about just all the different ways that it failed me. This stupid new character that they're just. We're gonna get into that. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.